Have you ever wanted love or found yourself pushing people away? Do you find it easier to stay distant than to open up? Which one? Sometimes we think we are ready for love, but emotionally, we're actually not available. Yeah. Today, we'll explore the clear signs that you or someone in your life may be emotionally unavailable. Yes. You know, understanding these signs can change how you date, how you love, how you think, and especially how you see yourself. Yeah. So let's begin. Just in case today is your first time seeing my face, my name is Michael, this is my channel. Remember to give it a thumbs up, drop your comments, and if you are yet to subscribe, why not do so now? So let's begin. Number one sign that you are emotionally unavailable is you avoid deep conversations. Yeah. You tend to avoid deep conversations with people. See, emotionally unavailable people avoid serious conversations. They fear vulnerability. So they stay on the surface. They're always on the periphery of conversations. They don't go deep because they fear vulnerability, Stay on the surface. Jokes, casual talk, fun, but never in depth, never depth. Don't go deep into conversations. So if emotional conversations make you uncomfortable, or you just shut down when someone asks, how do you really feel? That may be a sign. 2, you struggle to trust people. Wow. If you have trust issues, trust requires emotional closeness. For you to be able to trust others, it requires emotional closeness. If you always assume the worst, if you expect people to hurt or betray you, if you're always expecting the worst from others, you may be protecting yourself, but you might be doing that by staying distant. Yeah. But you know what? Trust issues are not always, they are not always about others. Often, they actually reveal the wounds that you have not healed. Yes. So trust issues actually reveals the wounds that you are struggling with, you as a person. And it's not about the other person, it's more about you struggling with those wounds. 3, you fear commitments. This is number 3 sign to show that you are emotionally unavailable, where you are scared of commitments. Commitment demands emotional presence. You have to be in the room. If you are in the room, you stay in the room. It requires emotional presence, Emotionally unavailable people fear labels, they fear titles, and promises. They like the idea of love, but not the responsibility of it. They like the idea, but they don't want to be responsible for it. If you enjoy the chase, but lose interest once things get serious, you might be emotionally unavailable without realizing it. You like the chase. Some ladies are like that. They actually like the chase. But when things begin to get serious, you realize that, they're not ready. They're not emotionally available. 4, you stay busy to avoid feeling. Yes. You notice that you always try to stay busy all the time, try to do things that will distract you from the fact that you're running away from commitment, or you're from being emotionally connected with others. So the fact is that some people drown themselves in work, goals, or entertainment, so they never have to sit with, with their emotions. They don't want to come to the realization of the truth of the fact that they're emotionally unavailable. See, if you fill your days to avoid thinking about love, loss, loneliness, or connection, this could be a shield protecting you from intimacy. Could be a shield protecting you from intimacy. 5. You shut down during conflict. Yeah. If you are the type that shuts down during conflicts, then it says a lot. Because emotionally unavailable people run from emotional discomforts. When arguments come, they just run, they cower, they go silent, they disappear, and they become numb. So instead of expressing feelings, they escape them. They run away. They run away instead of expressing their feelings. So conflict doesn't destroy relationships. It doesn't. No. Conflict doesn't. I've done a video on this before. Conflict doesn't destroy relationships at all. It doesn't. You may now be wondering, so what destroys conflict? What destroys relationship? It's silence and avoidance. I've done a video on that. If you are here to see it, check it out. It's silence and avoidance that destroy relationship, not conflict. Conflict makes people better in a relationship because you disagree to agree. Yes. 6. You choose emotionally unavailable partners. So, one of the ways for you to know that you're emotionally available, you choose people who like me, get likes. You also choose people that are emotionally unavailable. So the truth is, we attract what we feel, what feels familiar with us. We tend to attract it. So if you repeatedly fall for people who can't love you back, it might reflect your own emotional walls and boundaries that you've set. Sometimes we chase unavailable people, because they make emotional distance feel normal. Yes. So you're actually deliberately going after these people because they make emotional distance feel normal. 7. You don't know what you feel. This is irony, right? You don't actually know what you feel. You see yourself battling with your feelings, but that's not actually the way you feel. When someone asks, what's wrong? You genuinely don't know how to answer. When somebody says, what's the problem? What is wrong? You actually genuinely don't know how to answer. And that's a concern. You are disconnected from your emotions, not because you don't have them. Not because you don't have these emotions, but you are just disconnected from them. But because you are afraid to feel them, you don't want to feel the way you feel. You don't want to feel the way you feel. So self-awareness is the bridge to emotional intimacy. That's the bridge. First, you have to be aware. And you have to acknowledge the fact that this is the way you feel. Self-awareness is the bridge to emotional intimacy. Do you get what I mean? So it's not just because you're afraid to feel, not just because you don't have them, it's because you're afraid to feel them, Let me give you this. You prefer fantasy over real love. Yes, a lot of times you prefer fantasy over real love. So emotionally unavailable people love the idea of love. They actually love the idea of love. Romantic movies, fantasies, daydreams, they love the idea. it's like putting themselves in a place where they don't want to be, but the idea makes them happy. It probably keeps them entertained. So emotionally unavailable people, they love the idea of love, yeah. Romantic movies and the rest, but real relationships require presence and vulnerability. Yes, it actually requires presence and vulnerability. That's the fact. So this is the catch. That's actually a sign for you. That's actually a sign for you. So, in closing, okay, this is a short video. Being emotionally unavailable doesn't mean you can't love. No, that's not what we're saying there. It doesn't mean you can't love. What it simply means is the fact that it means you have wounds that have not been spoken to. You have not addressed those wounds. You have not. So you are speaking or acting from a place of pain than a place of love. So if you're constantly being unavailable emotionally, it most likely means that you are still hurting. It means you're hurting. So until you're able to address the reason, the root cause of why you're hurting, you continue to be emotionally unavailable. And you see yourself speaking from a place of pain and a place of love. And healing begins with awareness. So when you are aware, that's the first step to healing. When you are aware, yeah, this is my problem. I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting from the last relationship. I don't like the way he treated me. I don't like the way things ended. I thought I was going to end up on the altar, walking up the aisle, but it ended bad. It ended with such heartbreaks, pain, depression. So you're still hurting. So it's until you are aware and you admit the fact that this is what my problem is, and it comes to your consciousness. Once you decide to face it head on and get that sorted, you continue to stay in pain and dwelling in hurtfulness. So your healing begins with awareness. Remember, if you heard yourself in this video, if this video relates to you, if what I've been saying so far resonates well with you, don't panic. Just don't panic. Don't judge yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. No. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't do that. Just acknowledge it. Yeah. Just acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. That's the first thing you need to do. Acknowledge it. Yeah. Because you can only change what you are brave enough to face. That's it. Did you hear that? I said you can only change what you are brave enough to face. If you are brave enough to, confront the issue, that's the beginning of change. Remember, first you are aware, this is my problem. Now you are brave enough to confront it. That's the beginning of the change. I hope this video has changed somebody. Like I said, in case today is your first time seeing my face, my name is Michael. This is my channel. If you're here to subscribe, why not do so now? Remember to drop your comments. Give a thumbs up if you love the video. Remember before I leave, remember these words before I leave. Love, true love requires courage and emotional presence. Courage and emotional presence. These are the things that helps true love to thrive wherever love is. You must be courageous and you must be present emotionally. You don't have to be absent-minded, because that is the only time that true change, being emotionally available will come. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Cheers.